All right, guys, Mike and Joe back here for another podcast, and whew, I am excited. I am very excited, very, very excited because Mike decided last week or maybe a couple weeks ago to tell me that he had been listening in secret to an album by my favorite artist of all time, Myles Kennedy, and he said he enjoyed some of the songs off of it. So we decided we should do a ranking here. He hasn't told me what songs he likes. He hasn't told me what songs he doesn't like. I don't, I don't think I. This was. I was waiting to come out here to ask you. Do you remember me playing any of these songs when we were living together?
Yes, and geez, I'm
I
dying.
don't know.
Um, so yeah, I actually do. And I put that in my review. There's one song specifically that I remember. I mean, there's like two or three that I vividly remember, but there's one song that I like very much remember, like hearing
I
a
bet I
few
know which one.
times.
I bet I know which one it is. But anyways, that being said, I don't know anything about his. He apparently knows a little bit about mine,
I don't.
and we're gonna. Oh, well, then never mind. I mean, if I played it, then clearly I don't hate the song, but
Yeah, but yeah.
it's Myles Kennedy, so I'm probably not going to hate the song. But um, yeah, I'm obsessed, by the way. You'll come to look, there's going to be plenty of album reviews involving Myles Kennedy. I
But
guarantee you on this channel.
but by the way, we're gonna start like from the intro to the outro, right? Because I like the way we did that the
Yeah,
last time. That
that's what
was
I was
way
thinking.
better. That was way better.
I agree because like once you get out of F tier, it's like right? There's like no more surprise. Like I was surprised at the end with Green Thumb off the Austin one, but like I wouldn't
Right.
have been surprised. Well, I wouldn't have been whatever. Whatever. We both agree. Um, but hold on, I gotta get changed first. Give me a sec. Here we go, baby. All right.
Hey,
If you haven't seen us review an album before, what we do is we start with track one. Or at least this time we're gonna start doing that more often, where we start with track one and go to final track. I have my own tier list on my end. He has his own on his end. One of us will screen share, drag the song, and give their opinion on the song. Then the other person screen shares, drags it where they think it belongs, and then discussion time, basically. So I've said this to Mike a million times. I'm gonna be repeating myself a lot because I never shut up about Myles Kennedy. But so Year of the Tiger, the album, or just in general, an album by Myles Kennedy, a concept album by Myles Kennedy, was like a running gag for so long because he said he was gonna do it, and then he just never did it. And finally, on some random ass day in 2016, he wasn't even like he never even like advertised like something was coming. He just dropped this song "Year of the Tiger," and everyone was just kind of blown away. So automatically nostalgia vibes and stuff off of the song itself. It is a bit repetitive, which is something I normally really deteriorates the song for me. But in all actuality, it is my only complaint about the song. So I put it in A tier. I think it's a great song, a great. I just have so many great memories of this song, man, just because of how like it was like when it came out, and I like how like a lot of the songs like start like his vocal, like his singing picks up later in the song. Like he starts like kind of like a song like that, and then he starts like I love how he does that. And this was obviously the first song to do it on the album because it's the first damn song. So I just love how he did that, and yeah, great song. Also, I'm pretty sure the chords on this song are just like some weird ass shit you like never hear. I'm pretty sure like the capo's on the seventh fret and shit. It's crazy.
yeah. So okay, so I guess I will go next. So the opener, I don't have as much to add as Joe does, but
So
what I will
scared.
say is, I've noticed that what you said too. That happens a lot on the album, where it starts off like he the way that he uses his like voice as if it's like an instrument to determine certain like moods in the songs that like it feels like there's certain songs, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's certain songs that I equate to as like being on a roller coaster, because it's like
Mm,
it's just very like din, 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 and then it goes on and then it like comes back down again, like I'll get to that later, but
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
so Year of the Tiger, right? to me, very solid opening. And one of the things I really liked about it was you can tell right away, at least to me, because you got to understand, I'm hearing this with the album. I didn't hear it as a single, so I'm hearing it as an
Right.
opener to an album. It's not my favorite on the album, but it's
Hmm.
enough for me to like spark my interest. Like you can tell you're in
Okay.
for something interesting. Um,
Hmm.
and so with that, I'm gonna put it in the B.
Okay.
Um,
Not angry yet.
yeah, I'm putting it in at the B because, like you said too, and I don't have much of a problem with repetition as you do, but I do feel like it gets repetitive. But the only difference is like I feel like it's kind of necessary, but but that does hinder my personal enjoyment to listen to it on its own a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the I feel like the beauty of the song is also the repetition, but at the same time, what I wanted to add, because I totally forgot to add it, is my favorite part of the song is when he's doing it and then he's stopping and it's like it's kind of like in like the 3 minute mark or something. He's like into an ocean grave, through like, and that's my favorite part of the song. 3 minutes into it, so it's repetitive, sure, but then my favorite part comes, which is very very similar to the rest of the song, but it just has that extra bit of flavor that keeps me interested.
For
Um,
sure.
all right.
You want me to go next, or I thought we were switching,
Oh,
right?
right, right. You're up. Great
Okay.
Beyond.
Alrighty. So the Great Beyond. Let me go share my screen. Where the heck is it?
You
Dude,
sure can.
sometimes where is it?
There's a dog nearby.
S tier. Now let me say this, right? I wrote down one note for this, and the note was my goodness, right? This was one of the songs I said felt like a roller coaster to me. Because I thought at first the song was going in one direction, then it went in another, then I felt like it went back to the direction that I thought it was originally going to go in, and then it went back again. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Maybe that doesn't, but like I don't know. This one felt like a roller coaster, and to me was just like the perfect after the introduction, like this was the perfect thing to lead up with.
Mm,
Like you probably can get into it more, like you probably can delve into it more lyrically. Like I'll leave that for you.
hmm.
But this was just one of the
Oh, I
songs
have
that for me, this was just one of the songs for me that I was just like, let me stop sharing. That I just thought was
mm,
like, I just love it. I could listen to it on its own. Like I could throw it in
mm.
like different playlists. Yeah, I love
Um, I am absolutely sure you know where
it.
I'm gonna put it when you saw my smile when you put it there.
I
This song is an absolute fucking banger, dude. All right, so let's start with this. Let's start with this. The first 2 minutes of the song to me have their S tier qualities, but I don't think are S tier in themselves. I think the intro, the guitar is so cool. Like he's playing so fast,
love
yet like
that
so
part. I love that. Yeah.
rhythmatically. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of like the verses, but then that high note, dude. Holy, when I tell people about like Myles like high notes, this is one of the things I go to when he nails that. And I'll tell you what is one of the first things that Jimmy said to me when we left the Miles Kennedy concert in like in like 2018. He said to me, he goes, "Joe, I thought the Great Beyond was auto tune. It was not auto tune. He really hits those notes. Like this is like real." And then the change up, dude, it's just so the concept of the album is he lost his father at a young age, kind of like a teenager, and how to cope with that, how to move on from that. And The Great Beyond is a song about like the death of like that's where it happened. So The Year of the Tiger was more about like this is how life is, and then The Great Beyond is like the big event happening. And and you want to know what's so funny is if you watched our Austin ranking, given that I posted it before this, I haven't even posted it yet, but if you watch our Austin ranking, I actually say Nova Candy. Um, I say I feel like that's like the gates opening up into like the album, and I swear to God, the reason I use that analogy is because of this song to push open the gates into the great beyond. That's like the way I like see that part is like this is where it happened. This is the moment of impact. This is like where the his father dies and everything just changes, you know? Like before that, it's like, oh, whatever, like shit's going bad, like he doesn't really know what's happening, and then it's that moment where it's like, I like this is real. And I can personally relate to it so much, and it just I understand exactly what he's trying to say, and he says it better than I think anyone ever could. I'm gonna stop because I could really go on and on about how fantastic this song is structurally. I love it, love this song. But like I said,
Yeah.
I gotta stop myself at some point,
Yeah.
so
I
I'm
mean,
gonna do
that's
that
that's
now.
that's that's why I left that part to you. But yeah, absolutely. Everything you said, I completely agree.
Of course, but yeah, Blind Faith. Donde está? There it is. Blind Faith. Um, I was never a big Blind Faith guy. I was like, it's kind of there. And when the album dropped, so this wasn't a single. It came out with the album. And when the album dropped, it was kind of the one that the fans rushed to. And like, it had I thought it personally wasn't the one that they should have rushed to. And given that, I never gave this. I mean, I gave the song a chance. It's a Myles song. Of course, I'm going to give it a damn chance. But I was always like, yeah, but there's better. There's better songs on the album. And I still agree with that. I still strongly agree with that. But on re-listen, it's still an A-tier song. I I always because I went into this thinking I was gonna put Blind Faith on this B, hell, maybe even like a high C. But like I listen, I'm like, it's still really good. He uses the slider, which is really nice. Um, yeah, I don't really have too much to say about Blind Faith because, like I said, I really did put it off for so many years because I just hated that people like this more than like, The Great Beyond and some others we're gonna get to later. But it's definitely a song that I realized that I was kind of a little too harsh on because of that. So yeah. And obviously the vocals are great because of who's singing it.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think that you'll be terribly mad at this. Then I have it at the C. Um.
Good, good, good.
Yeah. So I don't have much to add either. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's not bad by any stretch, but
Mhm.
it's just not something that I really find myself revisiting unless I'm visiting the album front to back personally. You know. So
Yeah, no, that's kind of how I feel. I assume my voice changed. Is it bad?
no, it sounds the same.
It's just uh, easier to hear without my annoying neighbor. Uh, I think you're up, right?
Oh yeah, so we're done with that. Yeah, so I mean, we didn't really have much to say
Mm.
on that, right? All right,
Yeah, no,
all right. So what do we got? Devil on the Wall next, right?
devil on the wall.
Okay. Where is it? Oh, okay. Devil on the Wall. I'm not a fan of.
Hmm.
Now, I don't think it's an F tier song. Like, I don't think it's a bad song. Like, I thought Myles had a good performance on it, and I think like the lyrics kind of save it from being an F tier song for me. Um, but for me personally, it's just not something I'm gonna go back and re-listen to. So I do have it at a D. Um, yeah, I don't have much more to add on that, but I don't think it's a terrible song. It's just not for me.
It is a song for me. Now, let me explain why I feel this way though. I feel this is the song on the album that like I would say is probably the grooviest song where like you can like get into it, like snap along to it, kind of like bob your head to it. Well, some of them are more like melancholy, like kind of relaxed. It like Devil on the Wall, like I don't want to say goes hard because I mean Myles does damn near metal music himself. This album is not hard at all for him. But in terms of like this, it's definitely more rock and roll than it is like a slow moving ballad like we expected from him. This was either the third, but I do believe was the fourth single off the album, and it's another song that grew on me. I never really had it down where you have it. I probably would like put it in like maybe B or something, but this is usually the song he opens up with when he plays live. All the other things I said, it's just really it really gets you in a groove. And there's no other song. I think this song does it that better than any other song on the album. So I was like, hell, we gotta put it in S.
There we go.
All right, now my turn. This is really gonna start looking like the Austin tier list. I swear these songs are not all A and S tiers, but Ghost of Shangri-La is another is another S tier song. It's just I love what they did with this song. Like it Shangri-La, right? What do you think? You think like a jungle? You think like I don't know, like you don't you kind of get like African folk vibes from just like the words like Shangri-La. And they got like the bongos in there, the now 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 now. I love that riff. That might be my favorite riff on the entire album. It just feels like you're like in a jungle kind of. And then when he starts singing, he's like, when there's dreams outside. Like, holy shit. And then I'm not a big guy on the chorus, hence why it's below Devil on the Wall. But other than other than that, I there's so many great parts about this song, and I really enjoy it.
All right. Um, this song off of first listen, this kept me like really like really involved in the album. Because obviously you could see like the prior two tracks, like kind of it looked like it was going another way. Um,
Mm.
for me, like personally, I just think it's a vibe. Like I get I know that there's lyrics to it and I know that it means something, but like it's just a vibe, man. And this is
Mhm.
also too, now that I'm thinking about it, this wasn't a song I was saying before. I definitely remember you playing this song before in the car.
Okay.
Um, I have like, and because of that, it does make me think of like Post Road for some reason because I just remember like it was
Ooh.
there was a couple of mornings I specifically remember us um waiting for Cynthia to drive off of the lot so we could move so we could drive off to school. You going to redo your tire, and I definitely remember this song playing a couple times. But
I had to do that the other day. I had to do that because it was so cold and
but
the
but
tires lost air.
but obviously, at the time I thought nothing of it. But
Yeah.
man, this was like off of like this is up there. Like this is really like an incredible song. I think everything that you said, I couldn't have said it any better. Um,
Mm.
I definitely bumped this just not listening to the album. Like I definitely bumped this song. Um,
And what I'm gonna I know it's your turn to go, but what I want to intercept with really quick is what I love about this album is yes, it's a concept album. Yes, there's obviously a message at play here, but like he's not just like coming out and saying it, you know? Whereas, and this is absolutely not to dock American Idiot, because I love American Idiot, one of my favorite Green Day albums, but like the Green Day, I'm just telling the difference. In American Idiot, they like tell you a story, right? Where it's like, I like this is what happened, basically. I mean, they have two 10-minute songs on the album where it's kind of like linear, you know? Whereas Myles, like, you can listen to the song, but then you can listen to the song and pay attention to what he's saying and like the meaning you actually have to focus to kind of figure it out in a lot of the songs. Like a lot of some of them, like one or two, like it's like I know what he's talking about, which but like some of them, like you really got to delve deeper in what the hell is he talking about, and when you figure it out, it's like that was not a waste of my time.
well, that's really why I was able to enjoy this album because some of my favorite albums, like specifically Kanye albums, do this the best to me, where there's an overall theme and a message to it,
Mm.
but there's also it's almost like there's two different ways you can listen to these songs.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Kanye has always done that great. Mac has always done that great. So when I really think about it, it doesn't shock me that this is the Myles album that I do really like a lot. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, this song's a banger, man. I love it. I love it. But yeah,
Woo! All right, you're up for Turning Stones.
turning stones, turning stones. Okay, let me. So turning stones is definitely one I remember you playing. I definitely remember you playing this song. Um,
I do listen to Turning Stones.
yes. So I'm putting it at an A. It didn't quite make the S tier for me, and this is why, right? Um,
Mhm.
I love this song. I appreciate the build up. And this was one of those where we talk about how like his tone starts off one way and then it goes a whole other direction. Um,
Mhm.
for me personally, though, I wish that tone he had in like the second half of the song, I just kind of wish he had from the jump. That's literally my only gripe with it. And I understand some people might feel differently about that. That's fine. That's just my opinion. But that's what stops it from being S tier for me personally.
Praying for the answers to a God I've never seen. My anger goes to anguish like a whisper from a scream I must let go. Holy dude. I think I told you a while ago, or not a while ago, maybe a few days ago, that I was like, there was one song off this album that like since my re-listen has just spiked in my listening. That is Turning Stones, dude.
Yeah.
What a and I'll be honest, you're like, I don't know if anyone agrees with me. You stole the freaking words from my mouth. Honestly, I this is such a personal album for me that it is so hard. And I could say it like 5 times about what's my favorite moment on the album. Maybe it's pushing open the gates into the great beyond. I mean, maybe it's just him yelling, "Great beyond," or maybe it's when he gets to that second part of the song and just dude, he unleashes the fucking beast when he starts singing the second. And so the reason it doesn't make S tier is because it is too repetitive in the beginning. Part of me feels like they could have what he could have done is made it a little bit of a shorter song, taken out the second verse, maybe kept the guitar solo. I do enjoy this a little
I like the
what's it
guitar
called?
solo too.
Instrumental there.
I yeah,
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
that part. I do. I do.
Exactly. So don't get rid of that. Maybe get rid of one of the verses where he's like melancholy singing and then go right into the banger part, you know? So it wouldn't be so much like an interlude as more of like a 2-minute song, right? Instead of like
Yeah.
how long? Maybe like 3.5, 4 minutes. Just get rid of half of that and you got yourself an S tier. You get yourself like a song that like damn near I might put above Great Beyond right now, which is obviously my number one at this very second.
That yeah, like you said, man, like when I heard that second part of it, I was just like, damn, like
Yeah.
I just wish he did this the whole time. But at the same
His
time,
voice. His voice.
but at the same time, like I get why he didn't do that. Like I still think it's clever how he did that, you know.
Mm.
But yeah, that's literally the only thing that stops it from being S tier.
All right, before we carry on, I actually want to tell you something about Turning Stones is I told you that I did a Miles meet and greet in Lancaster, right? Back in
Mm.
so it was on the tour of this album and it was so freaking cool. So I went in for the meet and greet and it was also his sound check and he looked up like in the middle of it. So I think he started with Devil on the Wall and then maybe Blind Faith or something, I don't know, but then he grabbed a guitar and he looked out and he's like, "How many people you think are here at this meet and greet?" He's like, 100, and we were all like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And he's like, "All right, then, who wants to be the first 100 people to hear this song live?" And he just whipped out Turning Stones, and that was the first time he ever played it live.
That's dope.
I just think that's so cool. He was like, "How many people got 100? You guys are the first ones." I just thought that was so cool that he chose us to do that. Maybe it's because I was I'm his number one fan, but I
Yeah,
guess we'll never know.
that's
Um,
dope. But you are up.
I would love to go, but you have not enabled screen sharing.
Oh, duh.
This is a good
Okay,
day.
should be good.
A good day to talk about Miles Kennedy. All right, Haunted by Design. Let me see where I put this guy. Do, 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 where's my ranking? Oh, I lost it.
Casual.
Found I found it. All right, Haunted by Design. This was the second single that came out after Year of the Tiger. Banger guitar solo. That guitar solo, and when he plays the guitar solo live, he's like fucking, and he like tries to make like funny faces. He's like, because it's like a little goofy song, and Miles is a goofy man. But other than like the guitar solo, and I guess the riff is pretty cool. This song does nothing at all for me. Like the lyrics are like and the vocal progressions for the verse and choruses are eh. So the music is beautiful and it's great, but nothing else about it really stuck with me. So I would put it in C, but that guitar solo is a smash hit. So I'll put it in B. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Haunted by Design. It's definitely one of his more popular songs. He plays it pretty much every show that he's at, and I'm just not that big a fan other than and I'm fine with seeing it. You know, like I said, like he really goes off on that guitar solo. It's a really fun little bluesy kind of thing that he does there. But other than that, it just doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah. So, oh, wait, let me change. Let me get back to my screen here. Um. Okay. So yeah. For this song, I put it at a B too. Um. I originally had it lower, but I don't know. Like I was, it was something where I was like, I listened to it on its own one day, and huh. I was like, okay, like it's not up there with the best songs on the album, but I was like, it's not one of the worst. So I was like,
Yeah.
it's listenable to me. So I was like, and it's a little vibey, especially like you said, the guitar solo, in my opinion, saves it.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't got too much to add other than that too. It's cool, you know.
I like that you're liking the guitar solos because you're not a guitar listener. But yeah, and I guess the last thing I'll say about this is I suppose I kind of forgot the song existed when I was talking about Devil on the Wall. I suppose you could argue that this is a little groovier than Devil on the Wall, in terms of like trying to do what it did. But
Yeah.
this is for viewers, by the way, not you in particular, because I kind of forgot that Haunted by Design existed, to be honest. But you could argue that, but for me, I just don't really listen to Haunted by Design. So when I say that the best song for me is to bop to is Devil on the Wall, or that's like the choice. That's why I don't really listen to Haunted by Design that much. But you take it away with Mother.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Mother. So I have this at an A.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
great theme and a great message. Not
Yeah.
really too much more for me to add to it. I thought it was interesting. Because obviously for what this album represents, this song took me off guard a little bit, but it makes
Yeah.
sense still. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you can get more into the theme of it if you want, but I guess the only thing, this was one of the songs for me where like the message really drove it. Like
Yeah.
I might not play this on its own, but it's such an interesting piece of music and just
Mhm.
thoughts that I wanted to put it S tier, but it doesn't do S tier like to me. But I think it deserved an A for sure.
That was actually my choice for you to. I really thought you were gonna ask you that one just because you're such a family, not no pun intended, but family guy. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna love Mother, but yeah, A. I mean, hey, still love the song. I have it at a high B. There's not really much to say in terms of the message of the song. Actually, I mean, I think this is one of those songs that I told you is like pretty straightforward, where it's like, oh yeah, no, saying his mother kept him strong, and I think the message is great. I think the song is a little too simple for me. I think it's kind of cool what he does with the solo. It's not really like a solo more as it is like an instrumental, and I think it's really interesting. But yeah, no, it's basically just a C chord and then like an occasional F and D minor. It doesn't really do much for me musically outside of like the solo. And when it comes to like the verses and chorus, if you want to call it that, because it's so short.
Mhm.
It's just average for Myles, but average for Myles is still a fantastic freaking song. So B tier. Nothing but a name. I am I was like, wait, we have 5 songs left. I saw the second Great Beyond. Let's just put that up there. It deserves to be up there twice. But I am so glad that I get to talk about Nothing But a Name first because Myles Turn Away, but this song is awful. This song is this song is bad, man. I was going into this, right? And you try not to on a re-listen have like the mindset where it's like, oh, this is gonna be my favorite. Oh, this is gonna be my least favorite. I'm sure if like I gave you on a re-listen of Divine Feminine, you'd be like, all right, so Cinderella's my favorite. You go in with that like mindset. Well, I went in with the mindset of it's been a while. There is no way that Nothing But a Name is an F tier song. I am this song is bad, man. It is so bad that when he started playing it live, I have a video, you can hear me in the background go, Why? Like it's I don't like songs necessarily that are slow but not um it's weird. Like slow in that kind of light. It's kind of like slow and morbid, but not in like a creepy, cool kind of way. It's kind of dull. It's really dull. And then like the chorus is the verse. There's just nothing positive about this song. And then to put a ribbon on the gift, I mean, it's like 5.5 minutes long. It's one of the longest songs on the album, and it's just I can't even call it mid. This is one of his worst songs in his solo career. And hell, even like with Slash, like this is on the bottom of the discography for sure. And at least my opinion, I'm quite excited to see if we agree or disagree on this one. Maybe I just if you were gonna put this where I put it, maybe you just got a sigh of relief because I'm not gonna beat you up after this if you put this one. And I'll take whatever for this song. Honestly, if you like it, I love that because that means like you like Myles a little more. If you hate it, we agree. So let's
Yeah.
hear it.
So I wish I had like something grand to have, but I had it as at a C.
Okay, okay, not terrible, right? Not terrible.
I didn't like. I don't know. Maybe like.
Above Devil on the Wall. Come on, man. Just
All
noticed
right,
that. Oh,
but
jeez.
for me, like I probably just didn't notice all the flaws that you did. Like to me, it was just something that was just like whatever, didn't really stick with me. Um,
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
so that might be where the disconnect is. But
Mhm.
yeah, I really don't have much to add on this song. I don't.
Oh, I was gonna say earlier, by the way, I told you that I've seen every song off this album live except for one. I meant to say it last segment that the one is Mother.
Oh,
I yep, he when I saw him the first time, he left out a bunch. And then the second time, he opened up with Devil on the Wall, which I'd already seen. And then get this. He went into the Great Beyond, which I hadn't seen before, and I was like, and you went from that into the Ghost of Shangri-La, which I hadn't seen before, and I was like, and
huh?
then he played Nothing But a Name, like almost right. I was like, oh, okay. Now we're just you're just pouring on all the songs then, even the shit ones. But yeah, I think it's your turn with Love Can Only Heal.
Love can only heal, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So this is another song that I don't have much to add.
Hmm.
I have it at a C. Not bad by any stretch, but it just doesn't really do much for me. Um, Yeah, that's kind of what I have for it.
So I am mighty curious about you because I have I'll get into it later. Remind me. I'll know what I'm talking about if you remind
Okay.
me of when I said that. But it's not about that specific choice because I 100% agree with you. It is a C tier song to me as well. Um,
Cool.
this was the single either before or after Devil on the Wall, 3 or 4, I forget. It's another song that just does nothing for me, and it's just slow for the sake of being slow. There's no real like beauty or rhythm to it. What saves it and bumps it up to C is the ending is actually pretty good, where it's like na 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 na. I do enjoy that part, but in order to get there, you really gotta like sit through some crap, and it's it's not that like I don't think it would have been F tier without the ending. Maybe it would have, but it definitely would have been D. The ending definitely did something for me, but it wasn't enough to nearly rectify this song. It's just mediocre at best to me. Um,
You were up.
it is my turn with Songbird. Dude, this song is one of my favorites in Miles Kennedy's freaking history. And that is not a statement, as you know, to be taken lightly. This song is so good. Like, I can't find a flaw in the damn thing. Like, the verses are pretty cool. Like the hammering and the pulling off during during the verses, the high note on the chorus, the meaning of the song, the lyrics of the song. It's like I said, carefully crafted where you can't quite pick it apart unless you really listen to it. And then when you really listen to it, you're like, and it's really good. This song just and this is I'm not sure if, I think I told you, but I never told you specifically what song. My two songs when we went to see him in Lancaster when we were on our way, the two songs that I was like, these are my favorites off the album. It was The Great Beyond and The Ghost of Shangri-La. And then I was like, which one? Which one's the best song? Which one? And on the way there, I I just I didn't actually I obviously I listened to it on the drop day, but I heard it and recognized what it was for the first time on the way there. And I was
uh,
like, oh shit. I'm like, this one might actually be in competition. Then he did it live, and I was like, this this is an absolute banger. So Songbird is oh my god, I can't get enough of Songbird.
yeah, so it's funny that you use that word, um, because it's S tier, first of all.
Yes! Dude, this is where I was gonna beat you up. I was
I
gonna kick your ass. Let's go.
No, you weren't. But anyways, it's funny. It's funny that you said that word because I wrote down like a list of notes on some of the songs. For this one, I literally just wrote banger. That's it. That's all I wrote.
Banger.
That's all I had for it. It is a fucking banger, and it just bangs, bro. Like I know it has a theme, I know it has a message, but I don't even care if it didn't. Like this shit
Right?
just it just bangs, bro. It's an S tier song. I don't have it as the best, but but damn, it's
I'm not mad.
close.
So
It's close.
so so can I ask a question? Is this the song that you remember vividly me playing in the car? Or is it
No, you
Ghost?
know what's funny? You know what's funny? No, it was Turning Stones was the one I remember you playing vividly in the car, but
Okay.
the song name, I don't know. There was something about the song that seemed really familiar, but I
I
like
recommended it to you a million times. I
probably yeah,
guarantee it.
probably Songbird sounded so familiar, but yeah, you probably did play it a bunch of times. I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, that's where I stand in it. Um,
All right. Before we move on into the final song on the album, which oh,
oh wait,
actually, there's two left. No, I'm kidding. I'm just being a goofball. Before we move on, um, so first of all, you're up. But second of all,
yeah,
let's see how good I am. So I have in front of me a list that we've discussed a bit lately that I sent you on December 17th, 2021 called Miles Songs You May Enjoy.
Uh,
And the songs on the list off of this album, I did a bunch of I put a bunch of albums on there. The
mhm,
songs off of this album that I wrote were The Great Beyond, Devil on the Wall. We're gonna
mm.
ignore that I said that. Turning Stones, Mother, Songbird, and I also wrote One Fine Day. So let's see if I only had one swing and miss. What do you think about One Fine Day?
Um, I'm not screen sharing right now, right? Okay.
No.
I was like just waiting for us to talk about the greatest song on the album.
I, I knew it. I knew it.
So perfect closer,
Perfect.
perfect. Vibes immaculate, deep meaning, but the song's still a vibe. Like some of the lyrics on this, like what was though it's so hard to wait for changes to come, they're only a heartbeat away. Like shit like
Yeah.
that. It's so because it's touching on such a serious, dark subject, but for me, and there's still some dark lyrics in this song, but for me, it just sounds like if someone was like, "What song describes the light at the end of the tunnel?" It's this song. That's what I would personally me.
Love that.
Maybe that's not how he intended it to be, but that's how I took it regardless.
It is
Um,
100%.
and that's the best way I could describe it.
I mean, no, it is 100% exactly what he was going for. And I'm sure if he is watching this video, which he definitely is, he is smiling right now. But so this is where I'm gonna put it. Let me just double check that I have the right spot here. Yeah, I do. Okay. Oh, nope, wrong one. I put it right here. And let me explain what separates it from being an S song for me is I agree that this is the perfect closer of dare I say a perfect concept album, near a perfect concept album. I'm looking at you, nothing but a name. But anyways, I mean when I listen to album front to back artists throughout a lot more and take them into consideration a lot more these days. And like album openers, closures, and stuff like that. And I personally think that had I listened to this album a little like maybe after we met, for example, when I started because you kind of got me into like the whole idea of like intros are so great or I feel like this could be an S tier song. But like I feel like there's something in those other four songs. I'll share really quick. I feel like there's something special, unique, and brilliant in these top four songs that One Fine Day is just kind of lacking. And when I don't think he could have done One Fine Day any better. It's a short, sweet, simple-ish song. And I think that's a great way to end an album. And not to well, I mean, it's kind of ironic that I'm gonna refer to another closer called One Day off of Mercury Act One.
no,
Right. What?
I'm laughing because I
I thought you said hold on, my bad. But yeah, so I don't mean I'm not referring to it because it's called One Day, but it just kind of so happens to be called that. Same exact thing. I think the album could, I mean, I'm sorry, I think the song couldn't have been done better. It's short, simple, sweet, to the point. And it ends, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily an S tier song to me. Um, so I think for what it was, One Fine Day is perfect. But I mean, there's just some kind of like, there's something else going on with these four songs up here that like kind of like if it was not this album, if we are not talking about Year of the Tiger here, if we're talking about like another album, even hell, even Ides of March, One Fine Day would be up here. Um, because I don't want to spoil for when we do the one or when I do the Ides of March tier list, but Closer was not as good as One Fine Day, to say the least. But more about that another day. I think One Fine Day is a fantastic song. I had a hunch that it would be up there for you. I had a hunch that One Fine Day, Mother, and Songbird would be your three. I was close. I was reasonably close. I did not expect The Ghost of Shangri-La, which is fantastic. What was I gonna say? Oh, back to One Fine Day really quick. You want to know something interesting? Is it was one of the songs he did not play the first time I saw him, but he played it the second time I saw him when I went with Jimmy. And me and Jimmy went, it was in Hartford, Connecticut. We went so early that we were there with like in line with the people who got the VIP sound check deal that I had the other time, but we didn't actually have it. So we actually no, we went in like right after those guys went in. So like and it was like cold out, so we were kind of standing inside. They let us like in the entrance to the venue, and the doors were all closed, but you could kind of faintly like hear through the door. And we didn't realize that right at first, but like we were kind of walking around the area, and then he ended up getting close to the door, and I'm like, he's like, I can hear him in there. And I'm like, wait, you can hear? So I went up to the door, I put my ear up, and he was playing One Fine Day. And I was like, oh shit, I think he's gonna play One Fine Day. I think he's gonna play it. And he ended up not exactly closing the concert with it, which, kind of a choice there. But
Yeah.
he did play the song. And yeah, I think it is a fantastic closer, and it's unfortunate how great the rest of the album is, or how great those other four songs are, because they they blame Devil on the Wall for not letting One Fine Day into S tier for me. Love that you have a song ranked higher than me. I love it. Other than Nothing But a Name.
Yeah. So that's where I stand on this. That's
This
all
was
that's
not a
all I have to
letdown.
say.
This was worth all the hype. This was definitely worth all the hype. But
I'm glad.
yeah. One sec. Uh,
I was
so
gonna say you just close it right here.
yeah, basically let's close it right here. Yep. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all this stuff. We are gonna do at least one more podcast together, maybe a couple more. I'm out here for a few days. And you don't have to just check out that shit. You can check out our other content. We do sports, music, more album highlights and stuff like that. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Catch y'all on the next one.